Welcome back to Let's Play Homesick. Last time, we read everything. In the library, at least. Then I've got to figure this out at some point. Moving on. I know that piano requires something, and then I've got to do that, but I'm not rushing to do that just yet. Got to read all the notes. There's also something here involving that flower and sleeping. The page was of a lighter. That page was of a lighter color, so I was making sure if it was readable. Dear Shane, how am I really doing? Well, the truth is I know I've been here for over a year now, but I don't think I will ever get used to this place. I miss the beauty of our family farm more and more every day. If only things were different, if only the drought didn't ravage the countryside, turning our fertile soils into dust. I know we didn't have any options. Our only choice was for some of us to leave to find work, and hopefully send money back to those that stayed. I know I had to go, but I still feel so heartbroken to have left. You're my soulmate, the bestest sister in the whole world. I love you forever. I miss you and Mommy and Daddy every day. Please give a big hug to the animals for me, your favorite sister, Mariah. The writing style fluctuated between seeming adult and then like a child wrote it. Mariah, congratulations on your promotion. That's so great. You've been working so hard. I'm glad they're finally rewarding you for it. But how are you feeling? Lately you've only been telling me about work and how dire the operations are getting there. I worry about you all the time and whether you're holding up okay. We received your latest money transfer. Thank you. I think we're going to use the money to fix the fences around the parts of the farm that are still getting enough water to be fruitful. We worry that as things continue to get worse, some people might try to steal our crops. I've been taking some of our harvests, what little we can spare, down to the homeless shelter as often as I can, but they still need so much more. We miss you all the time, Shane. Oh, another book. Oh, ecology ethic. I'm gonna have an aversion to like video game books after this. Making a slight joke there, of course. Wait. Dear Russell Paxton, the regional short story writing competition is quickly approaching, and we do hope you submit an interest this year. We very much enjoyed your submission last year and looking forward to what you've been working on lately. Good luck, Danielle Barnes, Regional Director. Random story idea notes. If a robot inventor invented a machine that could make anything that started with the letter N, what would the machine create when asked to create nothing? It would create a paradox, you would invert all of reality, and then you would turn into a pumpkin. Why a pumpkin, you ask? I don't know. One page. The rover. It had been over 100 years since the rover sent a transmission, yet there it was coming in loud and clear. The century-old rover was talking again. You see, we humans, we left it out there and they found it, they fixed it. For them it was probably simple. Now that simple rover was designed by a team your great-grandfather was a part of, that simple rover designed to look for life has become our robotic ambassador to the first alien life we've ever found. We make things, and sometimes if we're lucky we make something that can have an unimaginable impact. We just hope it will be for the better. The young inventor only half listened. He was busy making things of his own, but eventually he'd learn the lesson for himself. Ampere. Oh, goodness. I can't put it off. Ampere. Garrow slowly walks through the door after a long day at work. Inside, he closes the door. Something else scurries in. He doesn't seem to notice it, or if he does, he dismisses it as a tired delusion. He flips the lights on and sits down in front of a large TV and watches for a bit. He goes to bed early, still moving slowly, carrying a heavy weight of the laborious workday. The lights go off, leaving only the red glow of a simple alarm clock. The number starts to move. It's quickly turned upside down, and then the numbers go out. Garo wakes up late the next morning, confused and looking for his clock, wondering why his alarm didn't wake him. It's off, the battery cover removed, and the 2 batteries sitting next to it. He curiously puts them back in, only nothing happens. He looks through the open bedroom door and sees the wall clock. It reads 10:40. He realizes he's late to work. Though still confused, he puts it out of his mind as he scrambles out of bed and leaves in a hurry. At the end of the day, Garo returns from work and is once again in no mood to do much of anything. He plops his mask down on the couch, picks up the remote and hits power. Only nothing. Frustrated, he hits power again and again. Nothing. He hangs his head in defeat, but then notices once again batteries on the floor, and now remembers this morning with the alarm. Puts the batteries in the remote and tries with renewed vigor, but still nothing. He looks at the batteries. They read empty. Angry, he now approaches the freezer. It's cracked open by a sliver of cold light. He doesn't notice, though. He whips the door open and suddenly freezes, not by the cold, but by the sight. Inside the freezer is a small robot the size of a small dog, but built more like a monkey or flying squirrel. Across the head it reads Ampere. It's sitting on a half-full carton of batteries Garo keeps in the freezer. The carton is torn open and the little rascal of a robot is inserting one of them into his chest, replacing his 2 old batteries with Garo's fresh spares. As soon as the shock is worn off, Garo furiously tries to grab at Ampere. The little robot is too agile and eludes Garo's big hands. Ampere swats at them cat-like, then leaps out of the freezer in a shower of ice cubes and frozen dinners. Garo tries to pursue, but slides on the smorgasbord of freezer items and crashes into a lamp. Half the room is in darkness and Ampere slips away. He puts the 2 remaining good batteries in the TV remote and resigns to relaxing for a bit. When he's done, he takes them out and puts them into his alarm clock. He hears some scurrying in the walls. Ampere is still here. He wraps duct tape around and around the alarm clock, lays down, and falls asleep. In the darkness of sleep, a scraping sound starts. Garo, in a very groggy state, sits up. The scraping sound continues. He looks over at the alarm clocks, draining to open his eyes fully. Ampere, indifferent to Garo's awakened state, is furiously clawing at the alarm clock, like a dog digging for gophers. He is lost in his craving for fresh batteries. Garo finally takes it all in. His grogginess gives way to imminent anger as he pounces out of bed at the alarm clock. He's too slow and Ampere darts off the nightstand, running straight up the wall like a squirrel. Garo comes crashing down on the nightstand, breaking one of the legs. The table tilts and he slides onto the floor, then rolls over and sees Ampere running across the ceiling. Tired and defeated, Garo, without getting up, pulls the blanket off his bed and resigns to sleeping the remainder of the night on the floor. Too tired and defeated to even get back into bed. He closes his eyes into a happy slumber, but then he hears the muffled alarm going off in the wall somewhere. He's quickly halted with the pop of the battery cover. Ampere's gotten those batteries. Garo gets up and leaves for work. That night he enters with a bit of an unusual vigor. He looks down at his new wind-up watch and gives it a few good winds. He goes to bed early. The wind-up watch and alarm on his bedside table. A few days go by. Ampere has been frantically searching for batteries. He's tried several times to reuse batteries, hoping some of them might have juice left. One day, Garo comes home to find Ampere in the middle of the apartment. He looks very tired. Garo approaches slowly. Ampere sees him and tries to crawl away, but collapses. His eyes go dim as the last bit of energy drains. Garo is standing over him in triumph. He picks him up by the head, drags him out of the apartment. Garo returns with Ampere in a shopping bag. He sets Ampere down on the floor and takes out a small battery charger and some batteries, AA size, and puts them in the charger. Then puts the other 2 in Ampere. Ampere strings to life and starts to run away, but the batteries aren't charged and he slows to a crawl. Garo grabs him and holds him in front of the battery charger. He shows Ampere how he takes out a battery and swaps it with one in the charger. He then swaps the other one. He sets Ampere down. Ampere tries to run away again, and this time he gets a little further. Partway up the wall, he runs out of juice and falls back down. Garo grabs him and demonstrates swapping the batteries again. He sets Ampere loose. He begins to feel weak. He circles back to the charger. He swaps his batteries himself and sits down by the charger to wait for his spares to get fully charged. Garo pats him on the head provingly and takes out a new electric alarm clock and proceeds to put batteries in it. He's setting the time. That's funny. I mean, kind of sad, but also kind of funny. Desolus. The small tribe's prized possession was their ancient map that showed them the way to the land of plenty. They were very short of food and water, but they had this map. All the children of the tribe memorized the map and its scrolls so they would know how to get to this land where everything they wanted would grow on trees. Trees were said to even collect water for them to drink, but the trip is harsh and the path goes through lands no one but the most fit could survive. They must train and prepare, and those in the prime of their life alone, as the scrolls suggest, must make the trip when they are of age. Giles' brother Vinkus has reached this age. Vinkus does not really want to go. He loves a girl and they want to stay in the village and marry, but Giles convinced him this is his duty to go to the land of plenty. The village does not have the food to spare another couple staying. Vinkus agrees to go for the good of the others, one less mouth to feed. The tribe gathers to send him off with as many supplies as they can spare. Years pass and Giles comes of age. Now it's his time to depart on the journey. He spent most of his life preparing for this, studying more than the others, and he's confident he'll be fine. He sets off and encounters many of the obstacles foretold in the scrolls, until he finally arrives to where the map indicates the promised land would be found. But it's all desert. His brother's skeleton and the skeletons of all those that came before lay before him. Giles realizes the scrolls in the map were all wrong somehow, and he believed them more than almost anyone. He had convinced his brother, imposing the legend just as it had been imposed on him. Giles breaks down. He's out of food and water and can't make it back to tell the others, not all the way. But he can start. He writes a note warning the path is wrong and leads to nothing. He'll get as far back as he can and die there with the note as a warning. And then the next person will get it further and further, etc. It's a very clever idea. I read that already. Is that a note? The fact there's a lot of unreadable notes slows my progress a little. What's in here? Wait, did I already read this one? Oh, yes, I've read that one. I'm going backwards. I was just mentally scanning over it because I thought that was one I'd already read, and it was indeed. And this is the closet with the combination instructions. Okay, nothing in those. Dear Mr. Riggins, this letter is in response to your inquiry regarding the scope of protection afforded to whistleblowers and whether you would qualify as a whistleblower under the law of this jurisdiction. From what you've conveyed to me, I believe you would be protected under the letter of the law. However, given the recent political climate, there have been several cases of individuals who deserve protection, but the government found reasons to deny them protection for political reasons. From our preliminary investigations conducted by our investigative team, it appears that there are indeed violations of several environmental laws that are occurring on an ongoing basis, putting the entire region at risk. My advice is for you to go public with your information, and myself and my colleagues are ready to defend you to the fullest extent provided under the law. However, I do warn you it will be a difficult battle with many risks. Sincerely, Lewis Z. Clark. I hope that Z was supposed to be there and that wasn't just me accidentally putting an extra Z. Book. Deep breath. I'm reaching the point where I can no longer turn a blind eye to what is going on. I'm not sure what to do about it, but I can't ignore it any longer, pretending everything is okay. What are my ethical obligations to my supervisors, to the people working under me, to the community, to myself? I've worked so hard to get to where I am. It's been a long road to become the assistant manager of operations in my department. I'm sure many would kill for my job because I get paid more and have had more opportunities for future promotions. Does that all mean I should just do what my supervisors want me to do and not say anything about the problems that I see? I just heard from a neighbor that those filing cabinets on the large community room down the hall used to be in my apartment. I guess the guy that used to live in my apartment unit, who was the manager before I took over the position, was transferred to a different district really quickly. The move was so quick that he didn't take all of his belongings with him, and a bunch of filing cabinets were left. The janitor moved them down the hall, and I don't think he even realized what was in there. There are slides and newspaper articles in there that make me think the previous manager was concerned about some of the same awful things I'm seeing now that I have his old job, so I guess he never spoke up about them, but I think I will. Finally found an attorney to talk with, and I'm hoping he will have some advice about what I should do. I think there are definitely some laws being broken. I started to have doubts today. If I do speak about what I'm seeing, will I lose my job? Where will I go? Will it even make a difference? Book. Different colored book. Secrets to being a powerful leader. Just an odd book title. So the only thing left is that breaker box, and then I'm sure the piano does something. It wouldn't just be there for nothing. But let's do this first. Follow these carefully, the elevator will not work. I don't know why, it's just really bad wiring, I guess, but I found this is what works. Turn all the breakers off. Why can I not turn them off? That's worrying. Don't tell me that my random fiddling fixed it. No. Something's wrong. Something is very wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and pause here though, and I will see you next time.